Welcome back to First Year in Medical Device Sales. I am your host, Jacob McLaughlin, and I wanted to come to you all today with a very quick episode. But why I'm coming to you today, I made a post on LinkedIn the other day, and I talked about how there's a lot of people in medical device sales that will give advice to, especially the people we've tried to break into medical device sales. And what I can tell you, it's probably some of the worst advice I've ever heard in my life. You know, I always use the example, there's a lot of people in the NFL that can run a 4.4 40-yard dash, but they can't teach you how to run a 4.4 40-yard dash, right? Just like there's a lot of people in med device sales that are in med device sales, but know what they can't teach you how to do? Break into med device sales. And there's a lot of people in med device sales that will be happy to give you advice, but know what they've never done? Performed in med device sales. Just had a guy yesterday, he's trying to break into medical device sales. He's in sales currently. And then he tells me that his stepdad and his brother are both in medical device sales. They both gave him the advice as you should sit and wait for the opportunity to come to you because you're already in sales. Let me just make this very clear, my friends. In sales, you do not sit and wait for anything because guess what? They give you $1 million quota. No, it's not going to just fall inside your lap, $1 million. You got to go make it happen. Right. And so that was my conversation with this person, was like, that is probably some of the worst advice I've ever heard in my life. And guess who it came from? Someone who's been in for 6 years and someone who's been in for 15 years. And so the reason I'm telling you that, be very, very careful on who you listen to. The reason people listen to me is because I've shared my whole journey. I've shown being a personal trainer, doing youth fitness, to coming in with the largest company in the world, performing there, then going and being a regional sales manager, and then performing there, and then helping over 1,500 people break into the industry, and guess what they do? Perform. The reason I'm just saying that, I just share, hopefully it can help you while you're listening to this, but please stop listening to people that keep just giving you general advice if they're not crushing it, if they're not where you want to be. Because I can sit here and tell you, there's a lot of people who've been in the industry for a long time who've done enough not to get fired, but have never crushed it. And they'll be like, well, Jacob, I'm playing the long game. I'm trying to do this for the next 35 years. Great. Not trying to be that. That's not me. Maybe that's you. If that's it, take the advice from them. But what I would say here and tell you, don't take advice from people who aren't doing what you want to do. And don't take advice from people who don't understand where you want to go. Because I can sit here and tell you, you know who gave me advice? Every single rep and manager I've ever been a part of. Every single one. You know what I can sit here and tell you? I surpassed them way faster than they ever got there. Now, here's the thing. There's a lot of great reps and managers that are willing to help you in that. And that's amazing. And that's who you need to clinch onto. But there's also a lot of reps and managers that will tell you, you suck. You won't ever do it because they haven't done it. So they won't let you do it. And then guess what you do? You do it. I can literally sit here and tell you, when I was at Medtronic, I was looking to leave. I was looking to go to a startup, and I had a VP of sales literally tell me, you don't have enough experience. You need to stay at Medtronic for another 5 years. Guess what I didn't do? I went to a startup. We had some success right away. And guess who got a call from that exact same VP of sales 5 months later saying my name came across his desk 5 times and he was offering me a job for a lot of money then. Oh, funny how 5 months, 6 months ago, I wasn't worth it. If you are in the industry and you are in medical device sales, like I just talked to a girl yesterday, she's making $68,000 and she's been in med device sales for a year. If you're making $68,000 and you've been into med device sales for over a year, you know who I'm not listening to? Probably the people on the team that you're with that are telling you to stay where you're at because it's a good opportunity and maybe one day you'll make $100,000. Why can I say that? Because I just got a 22-year-old hired at $148,000. It's just facts. It's just numbers. So the reason I'm just saying that is, guess what? A lot of times you got to hear this as well. A lot of people will be like, no, you just need to earn your stripes and you need to do all this, but they don't know how to earn your stripes faster. So they're just going to tell you this. And then guess what? A lot of these managers, guess how they make money? Off you. So they're fine with having you stay there for $55,000, $65,000, $75,000 and you've done it for a year, you've crushed it, you've done everything you did, but then they'll tell you the grass isn't always greener, then you should just stay there. And then guess what? They try to keep you in for even longer. And then guess what they're doing? They're like, oh, I've been here and I make $140,000 after 8 years. It's great. Awesome. But guess what? You can do a lot more than that. And so what I would just be encouraging you all, this was a quick rant to just say, be careful on who you listen to. Please do your research. Please start talking to people that are where you want to be and are living the life you want to be. Because the last thing I'll just sit here and say is there's so many people in med device sales and people who are outside the industry will reach out to the people in the industry and they'll be like, oh, they work at Stryker, Johnson & Johnson, Medtronic. Name whatever company you want. Whatever they say must be gold because they work there. Let me just sit here and tell you, you guys all like NFL and NBA teams. Guess what? There's a lot of people who are on that you don't know their name. Why? Because they're not that good. They were good enough to be on the team, but guess what? They're not. They're not the superstar. They're not the person performing. They're not the ones who crushing it. They're not the ones selling out the stadiums. They're not the ones getting their jerseys sold. So what I'm trying to say to you all, if you are in med device sales, you need to clarify what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, who's done what you want to do, and go learn from them and make sure that they can actually teach you. Because like I said, there's a lot of people who've done it, but they can't teach it. That's what my encouragement is for you, because there will be a lot of people who will take advice from Jim or Sarah, and Jim and Sarah have never made more than 200 grand, but then they're telling you how to make more than 200 grand, but they've never done it. And now you're taking advice from them. And what I would just sit here and tell you, this is your life. This is your career. The only thing you can't get back in life is time, and make sure that you go make the most of it. And please stop listening to people who haven't done what you want to do, because otherwise you will sit here and say, I should have never listened to them. They were never right. I was actually right. And I will say, I agree. So hope this is helpful. I just want you all to be as successful as possible. I want you to have success. And I know today wasn't like a full episode of 15, 20 minutes giving you strategic things, but hopefully it was helpful for the fact of who you listen to matters. And I want you all to crush it in medical device sales. I do have a podcast that is titled Being a Top Performer in Medical Device Sales, where I go into more depth about what we were talking about here, but also giving you how to be a top performer, because I've been a top performer every place I've been. So I'm just trying to share those tips with you. So hopefully you can go and find that podcast as helpful as this one, and maybe it'll give you some more insight and more details that you can then go use in your own career. But truly appreciate you all taking the time to listen to this. If you could, a 5-star review helps us grow this channel. If you like and subscribe, it would mean the world. And if you can share this with somebody you think would be helpful, it would mean the world to me. I hope you all have a great week. Keep chasing quota, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Peace.